Hello, it's me, your friend, Brian. I'm here to tell you that the 2s and 3s matches on the Fusion channel are excellent.
Yeah, LionBlaze and JRuss both had really good performances to start us off this week. JRuss slowly just seemed to break Kinsey in their matchup, whilst LionBlaze just seems to have a very consistent performance level that he's going to be very hard to knock off that perch. So this is going to be a great series. Hopefully, Johnny, we've had 2 days straight of 4-0s. Not today, please.
We'll see about it. I mean, when first killer's playing ones, you're, I think, more likely to have a 4-0 than not. But he's not playing today, and I really don't think we're going to have a 4-0 between those two. It's hard to pick a winner, but Twitch chat, you can decide. L in chat for LionBlaze, J for JRuss. My vote goes to LionBlaze, not just because he won this first kickoff, but because I do think he's got the edge in the matchup. And it's really going to come down to how effective JRuss ball chasing is going to be. That's a beautiful fake to start things off, though. LionBlaze has JRuss pre-jumping all over the place.
Yeah, just keeps faking in that he's going to go for it, and eventually JRuss with no ability to recover afterwards. But you haven't hit the nail on the head here. We very much know exactly what we're going to be getting from JRuss. He's very fast, he likes to turn for the challenges. It's just going to be about whether or not LionBlaze can keep up with that, and as we have seen previously, he is very comfortable with this sort of play style. So unless JRuss gets a really good start here, this series is going to be in LionBlaze's favor. But he can't afford to be giving up possession this easily as LionBlaze pops over the top. That's a good save. Yeah,
very solid in defense by JRuss. Like I said, they have extremely conflicting, or contrasting, I should say, defensive styles. JRuss wants to get in LionBlaze's face as early as possible on every play, whereas LionBlaze tries to back off into the last possible second. And neither one of those styles is better than the other historically. It's just whoever plays the matchup more effectively. But we're probably going to see a mixture of both from these two players as well. JRuss equalizes, didn't want to touch that again for fear of saving his own shot. And that's the trip in the midfield that really made that possible. Great catch onto LionBlaze's car.
Yeah, JRuss just, he's very direct with the way he likes to play these, and if you are in his way, he's going to take you out. So this is a good way of evening us back up at 1 each. LionBlaze, though, doing well off the kickoff. He's just tipping it over to the side so we're going to go pick up the 100 boost. Nice pop, although it didn't look too comfortable. JRuss takes advantage. Yeah. He's going to try and chase down the other side of the field, and LionBlaze was in his way.
Yeah, that's careless by LionBlaze. He didn't want to pop that ball. You know, it looked effective somewhat, but he was trying to catch it, and that bounced up really high and out of his control. And then JRuss has caught him out of position as they both backtrack down to the orange half of the field. This is key because a large proponent to LionBlaze's success today will be his ability to keep an eye on what JRuss is doing. If he gets caught out of position by bumps, demos, early challenges, he's going to struggle in the matchup. I expect him to do better than he did in that last goal. Just keep an eye on what JRuss is doing whenever he can.
You said about keeping an eye on JRuss. I had quite a firm eye on what JRuss was trying to accomplish on his way back there. It was like a comedy splat onto his own wall.
It just needed that visual on screen. Soundix, please. We need some additions there.
The Tom and Jerry sound effects. It's going to slowly go towards JRuss's net. It was never likely, but still, you kind of want to see it. That is a lovely flick, though. Going to force LionBlaze up. Didn't get the pinch that he needed. Still 30 boost, plenty to try and put the pressure on the ball, and he will clear his lines.
Now, LionBlaze is a very efficient player. Even if JRuss is stealing boost pads away, I expect LionBlaze to be able to stay with him. That was careless, though. You know, I said that he's going to be playing an efficient style, but he let his boost go down to 0, and I think took himself out of position to save any kind of powerful shot. Luckily, JRuss didn't get the cleanest hit on it, but LionBlaze will have to do better than that later on in the game. It's not been the best game for him so far. He's still level with JRuss. But we're seeing some mistakes that JRuss could be exploiting later on as he just went really high for the demo on the back wall. LionBlaze even higher to avoid it. Dangerous situation for LionBlaze, but he's staying calm. And he does get the ball away from danger for now.
JRuss, though, with lots of ball possession recently. Is where he was so effective earlier on. Tries to go low, but LionBlaze didn't overdo it. He will still be perfectly fine, but for how much longer? Takes out JRuss. He's going to be perfectly okay now.
That's some revenge for LionBlaze. He's been the one on the receiving end of most demos today, and there's the early challenge. We know that JRuss prefers to play this style defensively. LionBlaze does also, but he didn't see it coming that time. And now he's lost control. JRuss really exerting immense pressure onto LionBlaze while LionBlaze tries to carry the ball. It's a big power shot though by LionBlaze. JRuss has kept it out but landed inside his own net, and thus the attack will continue. LionBlaze off the post near the top corner. JRuss trying to stay with this one, but it's LionBlaze now with the chance to starve him a boost. And this is something that JRuss doesn't do as well with usually, but wow! Did he get a lot of power on that shot? LionBlaze did not show him adequate respect, and JRuss is in front.
Yeah, LionBlaze had the whole idea that if as long as he controls the 100 boost, he'll be completely fine. He could not have been further away from the truth. JRuss just powers it to the far side. And now he's got a lead, a tenuous one at that, as we do head towards the latter stages of game number 1. But here's where JRuss was so effective in the last series we saw him. This one, not quite so much.
Yeah, not quite as effective as the flip resets we saw when JRuss played Kinsei. This, left a lot to be done after the first touch. He was almost having to scoop it 180 degrees around the ball in order to get it on target. But I do expect JRuss to continue making plays like this, not in sense of the execution, but this style. He doesn't play a basic game when he's given an opportunity to make a well play. He's going to do it. Here he comes again. He's not going for the reset this time, but LionBlaze is just as effective with his defensive approach.
Yeah, LionBlaze so far, especially with JRuss, not really executing on these plays, has been more than happy just to watch them ride out. Sees JRuss trying to steal the far boost. Now going to take the ball down. Hasn't got too much control, but he will wipe out JRuss.
He might do it again.
It's going to be all down to the recovery. He's going to try and fake him out, and he's done exactly that.
Wow.
And it's a torturous trickle as the ball enters the net.
Well, you knew that LionBlaze wouldn't get an open net in this play. He had to try and get JRuss away from the ball a second time. I thought he might just continue driving on ahead of it and look for another demo, but he's decided instead to play for the mind game, and JRuss fell for it. So huge goal there for LionBlaze. He leads by 1. As we get into the final 45 seconds, to make matters worse for JRuss, he's under control of the ball and the boost at the moment. JRuss going to have to try and dispossess him before he can even think about setting up a shot on goal.
And as much as we've talked about how LionBlaze can be very efficient, JRuss less so. He likes to just ram his face straight into the attack as soon as he can, and he might get the result. LionBlaze just barely keeps it out of his own net. But will that be lasting much longer? JRuss not had so much success so far, but this one will rip the lead from LionBlaze's hands.
And he's one-upped him in the mind game department here. Flip reset, landed, decides not to use it so he can let the ball bounce in underneath LionBlaze challenge. I would love to have some kind of way to just verify that he did have the reset there. It looked pretty good to me, and it looked pretty good to LionBlaze as well.
There we go, 4 each. Only 10 seconds left to play here in regulation. This has been an outstandingly close game, and from what we've seen, both these players only really starting to warm up. JRuss might take it. LionBlaze escapes, and that would have been a counter-attacking chance for him if there was any more time on the clock.
Yeah, JRuss always going to go all in on 0 seconds. He's not worried about the counter as long as he puts a high shot on target. LionBlaze going to need to do some more defending. JRuss attacks him from the near post again. What a pre-jump save by LionBlaze, though. He perfectly reads the play, and it is such an interesting matchup so far. Is LionBlaze scoring? He is with a double touch. And what a way for this one to end. Looks like JRuss got tripped in the back corner, but LionBlaze, bit of fortune in the back post to take game 1.
A bit of fortune is all you need. It only takes 18 seconds in overtime for 72-pin Connector to get their first win on the board. LionBlaze will be happy to be taking that win, but I think the important thing for us to detail here, Johnny, is that start of this game looked rough on both sides. They were both making a lot of mistakes. Second half of the game, however, JRuss is connecting in the air, and LionBlaze's defense is outstanding.
Yeah, LionBlaze, one of the best reactive defenders in the ones world, and it's really difficult to do, especially when you're playing against a full-out or all-out aggressive player like JRuss. You need to be making these reads so perfectly in order to have a chance in the matchup. We saw some really insane saves at the end of that one coming out of LionBlaze. But, at the other end of the field, we've got, I think, just an equally effective defensive strategy almost from JRuss, as he was able to put tons of pressure on LionBlaze just with his mere presence, because he's more likely to be challenging the ball early, and LionBlaze therefore has to be panicking more often. He has to be afraid of those early challenges coming in, because JRuss just likes to do that over and over again in a game.
That's the joy of having that reputation, you know, sort of getting your name out there as someone that is very capable of going in for challenges and winning the ball off you, is that you can eventually get to the point where you don't have to do anything. You just let your reputation do the work for you.
And we're likely to see some mid-series adaptations by these two. In terms of defensive strategy, you know, we say that they, in general, prefer to, from LionBlaze's part, defend. They're just waiting to see what JRuss has done and doing and reacting to it. JRuss likes to just read what LionBlaze is going to do and get in there proactively. But they both do, you know, adapt a lot more often than they have in the past. Look at that flick by LionBlaze. This is not something he can always rely on in high-pressure situations, but he nails this one.
Have a look how he caught this one, just right at the perfect part, the tail end of the car. And that is more than enough power to get the ball past JRuss. As you mentioned, it'll be very rare that we see those sort of things going. We're going to expect a lot more goals to either happen from lots of time on the ball, or just scramble situations, or the most likely case in a 1v1 game, directly off the kickoff.
Well, especially if you can, as perfect of a shot as this one. That's really good timing by JRuss. Waits for the ball to bounce around him and catches it clean on that bounce with the upward trajectory. 1-1. Both players striking early, clinical stuff. JRuss, I think, could have made it 2-1 there. That looked pretty good from the center circle. LionBlaze just wants some space to work with here. Is JRuss going to give it to him? No, he will turn early, and this is, I think, the correct play in this matchup. But LionBlaze once again gets a pre-jump save, and you got to wonder, is JRuss seeing these coming? Is he baffled by what LionBlaze is doing? Because he keeps hitting the ball straight into him. The mind game's down low, though. That's a whole other story. It's just dominant whenever JRuss does this.
Yeah, JRuss is getting a lot of success right now by not necessarily going direct for net, but instead trying to force challenges, trying to force these mind games, and that is a good decision to make because of what LionBlaze is doing well. These pre-jump saves will become less effective the more JRuss starts to rely on those sort of plays. But right now, LionBlaze, defensively, he just seems to be on another level. Unfortunately for him, he's being forced to play way too much of it. And there's only so long, no matter how good your defense is, you will stand up against JRuss.
You know, if any of these shots were on target, LionBlaze might have had the save on them, but JRuss has gone over the top of him. And then once LionBlaze runs out of boost, he's got the open net. And JRuss takes a lead by 2. He's not letting LionBlaze back into the play after taking advantage from the center circle. And, you know, it's a really important thing to do. If you've got your opponent on any kind of low boost situation, put some pressure on them immediately. Don't give them time to get boost in the back corner. Don't even give them time to get boost around their goal. Just get the attack going as quickly as possible. That's what JRuss is doing. The LionBlaze switches it up, sticks a foot in early, and now he's got a chance at a pre-jumping JRuss. Late flick, but JRuss has saved it, and I think he's got an open net here, which he's missed. So, not the best play by either player in that exchange. The result is the exact same score as we had before.
LionBlaze, again, decides to jump at JRuss before the play could really get going. Here we go. This is where LionBlaze has struggled to get out so far. There's just constant peppering of shots on net. And every single one of these is a jump. Every single one of these is a misposition afterwards. But LionBlaze almost managed to follow up with his own backboards. Here's the problem. You just can't get anything right now. He's been allowed to escape, though. JRuss landed awkwardly. And now LionBlaze looks for the Doomsday Dish. Couldn't get there in time. JRuss removes the danger.
Yeah, JRuss was very aware of what LionBlaze is trying to do at the near post. Both players playing an efficient offensive strategy. LionBlaze keeping it extremely grounded, though. We've seen more aerial attempts from JRuss than from LionBlaze so far. I think maybe just a double touch is all I remember seeing out of Lion. He's got JRuss at the back post here. That's not a good position for JRuss to be in, but the flick is going to leave a lot to be desired coming out of LionBlaze this time. And JRuss get this one? Yes, he does, but I think he jumped off the ball by accident there as soon as he landed the reset. Wanted to wait just a moment to his garbage fall off the ball before flipping into it, but he's actually jumped off, and that's given him way too much distance to make up.
You know, replays are not very nice to us because we always have this very important thing that we want to go through. We want to see the reset again and how he bounced off it, and we just get the moment exactly after it.
Yeah, I would have loved to see that again. Illustrate for you guys what exactly went wrong. You know, if you are going to try a flip reset play with almost no boost, which is what JRuss is trying to do, it has to be absolutely perfect. You can't be making any mistakes when it comes to timing. Jumping the gun is only going to make you miss the shot entirely. Look at the kickoffs by JRuss. He's completely dominating here. LionBlaze might need to start faking, delaying his approach or something, because it's not going well with the standard approach.
Yeah, the fake kickoff has worked for LionBlaze, but that was one that JRuss himself went for. Now LionBlaze, best opportunity he's had it right so far at just controlling the pace. And this is exactly why JRuss has been so hurried at taking the ball off him. Because when LionBlaze does get this sort of space, he can tear your defense apart.
That's some brilliant ball control from LionBlaze. And I do like to see him, you know, playing the close to the card dribble in other ways apart from ball carrying. He's so well known for ball carrying, but it becomes quite predictable at times. I love when he gets some more side-to-side motion going, whether it be with a bounce dribble or a rolling ball. Love to see it from LionBlaze. Player is always trying to learn and adapt and become a more difficult player to predict. Big shot to the top corner. JRuss is there. LionBlaze hasn't pinned in though, as he tries to create some more space in the back corner. JRuss is very low on boost at the moment. This has to go well on pretty much every challenge that he takes.
JRuss got lucky on one feature there, which was LionBlaze tried to pick up the 100 as it spawned. Didn't quite get it the timing right, so he was forced to make a little bit of a detour before heading towards net. Gave just,
he got him.
More than enough time, but that huge demo, and LionBlaze is not going to miss this. Comeback has been secured.
Wow.
LionBlaze puts us to 4 each.
And JRuss just didn't see it coming. LionBlaze wasn't only trying to cut this ball in field, he was very much attempting a demo there. And you know, disguising a demo play as a dribble is becoming more and more popular in 1v1. LionBlaze showing us why it can be such a dangerous strategy to go up against. Even JRuss, who's been pretty good at seeing LionBlaze coming every time he tries, did not see that one coming, but it was right in front of him the entire time.
What a save from LionBlaze, and now he can try and transition. JRuss knows that he'll be on the target for a demo as he goes for it and just about avoids. Manages to keep the ball close to him as well. 43 boost for JRuss. Goes for the flick. LionBlaze will keep that one away.
Oh, that's
now we counter, and
speed
JRuss
though.
is not going to get to this.
Oh my goodness. JRuss not expecting LionBlaze to recover that quickly. He went for the boost steal thinking he had time to get back to the ball first, but not only has LionBlaze beaten him to it, he sent a shot on target that was impossible to catch up with. And with a 1-goal lead of only 18 seconds left, he is a heavy favorite here. JRuss needs another comeback.
Absolutely does. He's picked up the 100, but LionBlaze with the flick, that's going to buy plenty of time for him off the clock. We're straight down to 10 now. JRuss goes to Old Trusty. Wants the reset, got the reset, but didn't have the accuracy.
He's
got one more shot of this.
Oh, he just has it up in the air before 0 seconds. It's another reset for JRuss. He spit it too high though, and that's 2 times at the end of the game. Now LionBlaze narrowly gets away with this one because JRuss, I think if he wasn't under as much time pressure, would be likely to put one of those on target. LionBlaze hangs on. Really crazy game there. Mad shot differential there between these two, as LionBlaze is only 7 to JRuss 16, but JRuss unable to convert on most of those due to LionBlaze's effective goalkeeping.
Yeah, LionBlaze is a monster on the net right now. And the transitions, I mean, we saw it at the very end. It was probably the most pronounced version of it. But LionBlaze is catching JRuss as they move back. He doesn't even have to do it clean. He can still have JRuss shadowing him. And he's catching him with demos, catching him with flicks, you name it. LionBlaze has managed to get it to succeed. We do head into game number 3, and this is getting to the point where JRuss has to take this, otherwise he's going to have to win 4 in a row against an in-form LionBlaze, and I don't care which day it is, I would not expect LionBlaze to be dropping that.
Yeah, there's very few players who I would really give any chance of being able to pull that off. You know, First Killer would be one of them. You can never write him off in a series like this. JRuss has a better recovery here. Doesn't look like he's got the boost to get around the shot, though. LionBlaze is the one who picks up the boost in the back corner. He's going to be just fine in the following play. Now, that's an interesting question for Twitch chat. Who do you think would have a chance of beating LionBlaze 4 times in a row if they went down 3-0? Said the list would be pretty short. I think that's certainly true, but there's a few players who are good enough to pull that kind of thing off.
JRuss forced to his own corner. LionBlaze still loitering around, and the awkward angles that JRuss is putting him into might actually be able to escape, and he's escaped very well. Wants to bomb LionBlaze one more time, and he can't recover before it. JRuss hounds him from one end of the field to the other.
And LionBlaze didn't expect JRuss to recover as fast as he did this time. I love the attempted recovery to get to his goal line there from LionBlaze, just power sliding sideways, just in any effort to get behind the ball. But it was moving too quickly. JRuss with the very fast recycle on the play. He's staying with this one, even though LionBlaze has the boost advantage. Yeah. That's really not the best touch you could have made, though. In fact, I'd go as far as to say it was the absolute worst one. JRuss just gifts the LionBlaze the equalizer after playing it so well initially.
If you're going to go and stay on the play when you're on nothing, and you know your opponent's on 100, the worst thing you can do is give a reactable shot. And there was just no height on that whatsoever from JRuss, but LionBlaze fakes the challenge, or fakes the kickoff more or less.
Just arrived a bit late on that one. Didn't want to play the standard kickoff. Like I said in the last game, I expect LionBlaze to keep doing this more and more because JRuss has been the player winning more often than not when they do play the standard approach.
This isn't working.
Once again, he's just so scary to get the ball past on the goal line. JRuss, he knows it has to be absolutely perfect or it's not going to work, and unfortunately this time it wasn't perfect and it hasn't worked.
Yeah, JRuss, when we did see him on Monday, was executing every single one of these to a level beyond what we were expecting. Today, against an even better defender, he's missed a step or two. These resets haven't been working for him. Very rarely is he actually getting anything that is going to dip right below the crossbar, as we do see the lead up to 2. For JRuss, you know, it's a play that he's going to go for more often than not, and if he's not executing on it, it's such a crippling factor to his play for the whole series.
It's the downside of being a player who often relies on fancy goals to really get you firing on all cylinders. JRuss has done some incredible things in the past. Look no farther than this quarterfinal matchup against Kinsey in this very tournament for proof of that fact. But like many players before him who are used to scoring cracking goals every other ones match, when it doesn't happen, it can be really, really hard to even do the simple things right. There's very little to fall back on.
Yeah, JRuss has very much been called into a battle of fundamentals so far. It's a battle that's always going to be very difficult to win against LionBlaze, especially with him in the form that he's currently in.
LionBlaze game. This is what he does. He just plays a standard match, and he does it, I think, just as well as anybody else who plays his style.
Oh my goodness. JRuss gave him so much space. Could have been caught for it. LionBlaze, you knew what he was after. You didn't quite know how much power he was going to get. The answer was always going to be all of the power.
That was an absolute monster of a flick there. LionBlaze. When, I said that when JRuss is, you can tell when he's playing well because he's scoring bangers. He's hitting flip resets every single time, but you can tell LionBlaze is playing well when his flicks are as clean as that, and he is going to continue to dominate this matchup. I didn't expect this one to be one-sided, or as one-sided as yesterday, but it is starting to look that way as JRuss challenges get more and more suspect.
LionBlaze has spotted him every time. Whenever LionBlaze is trying to go from defense to offense, no matter what JRuss has tried to do to put up a wall between the two sides of the field, none of it's working. He's tried faking, and it worked out in the first game. Ever since then, absolutely nothing. He's been demoed, he's been flipped, not flipped, reset. He's been flicked past. He's even losing the challenges now themselves. For JRuss, he's going to be looking at this and saying, what do I have to do? What is there left for me to change?
Well, there you go. That's one more. I think right now JRuss just has to calm down. He needs to just focus up and try and play the same style, but more effectively, because it's looked like a winning combination at times. He just has more mistakes on his record today than LionBlaze does. Only a 1-goal game though, and that's what he really needs to focus on. About to be 2 by the looks of things, so, and it's a difficult one for JRuss to wrap his head around. Look how far to the right he is on this ball, and LionBlaze was perfectly goal side. He dominates in the kickoff.
2 minutes on the clock. 2 goals separating our 2 players.
Instant change up there by JRuss on the next kickoff, by the way. Just want to highlight that he lost the previous one by going on the outside of the ball, so this time he just switches it immediately, almost mirroring LionBlaze's approach, and he goes even.
JRuss back to his own corner. He's got the 100. So far, LionBlaze has been very happy to just put small amounts of pressure on. But here we go, JRuss!
Wow!
Executes at long last! And that is so desperately needed.
And did LionBlaze think it was going to be a bump? I think he did. Yeah, he waited. He was trying to get underneath the play so that he could have JRuss fly over him and then take the ball away from him. And JRuss, he didn't fly in front of the ball, he pushed it in front of him. And that is always going to be a danger when you play against him. He's got such a wide variety of aerial plays. This being another one as he weaves a flip into the middle of an air dribble. Still has control of the ball. Will that lift JRuss' spirits? Will that give him the confidence that he needs to start coming back in this matchup?
He's going to go for it again. 3rd one in almost no time at all. This one didn't execute too well, but LionBlaze couldn't get any power on it. That's the joy of not getting much power on the original shot, is that the defender tends to struggle to really push it that far away. Again, JRuss goes low.
He's got him again.
He's got it to work. JRuss starting to get the wheels turning. And we are back to a tie game.
One time he goes high, the next time he goes low. And what I love most about this is he tried to set up this air dribble off the sidewall. Well, the ball kicked off into the middle, and he thought, it's fine, I'm just going to go for start the air dribble from the ground, and nothing can stop him from getting these air dribbles underway. And finally, he will get his revenge from the center circle. And he now has the lead by 1.
So much power again. Just no opportunity for LionBlaze to really react. But we talked about this earlier on, Johnny, about how if you are a highly mechanical player and it's just not quite clicking, that it can be very difficult in a series like this. But the thing about JRuss is that he's stubborn. He doesn't like to give up on these plays. And now that it's starting to work out for him, it's going to look much better. LionBlaze with an uncharacteristically off-target shot. And JRuss doesn't need many mechanics to turn this in.
Yeah, you said it earlier on. It's all about, spotting who's hitting the plays they're supposed to be hitting. That's how you know who's playing better in the matchup. Well, right now it's JRuss because he's just nailed his air dribble plays. And LionBlaze has smashed a free shot from the ground high into the bar. That wasn't even close. And JRuss leads by 2. Only 30 seconds left. This is exactly the comeback he needed. Scares LionBlaze into jumping early with the demo threat. I think that might be enough for him to win the game here. Lots of time being wasted.
With the reset, no, not quite. LionBlaze has got to figure out some way to boost himself up and get the ball. Now got exactly what he needed. JRuss on his way back. LionBlaze has got to make this stick first time around. Goes to the air, wants to take JRuss out, but he spotted it so quickly. And that is going to be game number 3. Heading over to JRuss. LionBlaze shocked by the final minute plays.
And it's not just an offensive onslaught from this guy. That save at the end of the game completely denies LionBlaze any chance of a late comeback. Very good read by JRuss and what LionBlaze had planned. And I think it's a good thing for him to be expecting late on in a game. The air dribble bump, one of the weaknesses of it is that you do land very badly sometimes inside the opponent's goal when it goes wrong and gets saved. But that doesn't obviously matter when you're down by 2 goals with only a few seconds left in the game. JRuss knows that. He knows that LionBlaze is more likely to be making a risky play. And he counters it perfectly. Really good save.
Yeah, and we might end up looking at that minute or so of gameplay as a major turning point, depending on how JRuss can convert that heading into Game 4. Still 2-1 in LionBlaze's favor, and he has performed better overall this series. JRuss cannot afford to let that momentum slip as he goes straight to the air. He wants to keep this going. That is very high up. Follows it for the double, and LionBlaze saw it. He's going to counterattack. LionBlaze straight back to his defensive best.
Man, the patience from LionBlaze. He just waited to see exactly what JRuss had planned. JRuss, still no fear, going for ridiculously difficult shots. And almost pulls it off this time. Looks like he's found his stride when it comes to execution. But LionBlaze still going to be extremely difficult to get the ball past, even if the shot is as incredible as it was.
Still can't get over just how quickly he was able to read that play. Just as soon as he saw JRuss heading high, he just immediately pulled himself as far back into his own net as possible to give himself range of motion. And from there, just started to read the play and where the ball was likely to go. And this one isn't too hard to read where it's going, straight into that orange goal.
JRuss just too quick. LionBlaze wanted a much bigger pinch on that one. He didn't want the ball to hang around the box like it did. But JRuss, after noticing the failed pinch, was able to bump LionBlaze away from the ball. And that left it wide open for him. If LionBlaze is going to go for these post-pinch saves, he's got to make sure the ball goes sideways. When it bounces out up into the air like that, it rarely ends well for the defender.
JRuss up to the wall. 49 boost for LionBlaze, so should be okay. But if JRuss is going to keep hitting the bangers, very little chance he's going to have a save in them.
Look at the control as he comes off the wall. He just perfectly scoops up the ball. And LionBlaze is being caught out multiple times in defense. He did not see that one coming. Expected a shot to be coming in much later than it was. You know, in a world where 1v1 players are more often trying to just wait for their opponent to misplay and then score, JRuss completely disagrees with that playstyle. He's all about forcing misplays, forcing mistakes, just forcing the issue in general against whatever opponent he's up against. LionBlaze made to work for this one, but work he will, and JRuss has lost his lead.
So the one consistent for LionBlaze so far is that JRuss diving in on him has not been successful. Just spots it, but yet again, make sure he puts the ball high. After that, JRuss has just got no chance of trying to recover, so we're back to 2-all. In a very pivotal game. Remember, JRuss, he's managed to get something going for him off the last win, but needs this as well, otherwise he's going to be facing down 3 match points. Shot like this has certainly got a long way to help.
The timing on this fake is so huge. Just pulling away at the last second, but then immediately turns around to shoot the ball before LionBlaze can recover. And that all had to be weaved together in, you know, very few frames, because if LionBlaze is allowed just another split second, he'll probably make that save. He's good enough to get up in the way of that ball. JRuss one step ahead of him. Looks like he's maybe one step ahead of him in this play as well. LionBlaze has to concede possession and just pick up the boost at midfield.
LionBlaze trying to find some fake challenges. Put that pressure onto JRuss, who doesn't seem to be blinking just yet. Wanted to bump LionBlaze, but decided against full committing and jumping into him. And so far, LionBlaze has been content just to fire some long shots at JRuss. His mistakes have not been forthcoming, however, and we are back to JRuss trying to pummel the top corner. Back and forth here between plays. JRuss is going to be the first one to really take control for a long period of time, but that is not a good shot whatsoever. And LionBlaze gets the mistake that he's been waiting for.
And it's so clear, the counter-punching style of LionBlaze versus the all-out offense of JRuss, but the difference between these two is that JRuss has to hit every single shot well for this to work. If he hits a bad shot one time, LionBlaze will score for free on the counter-attack. JRuss just flopped his kickoff. He accidentally single jumped by the looks of things, but is he back quicker? What? Look at the speed of this guy as he beats LionBlaze to the punch. And he's going straight down the middle at him. LionBlaze with the early takeoff, saw the bump coming. Is he going to be able to get back and save this one? Won't have to. The bar's got it for him.
Oh, but only for so long. JRuss on the constant attack, and I like this from JRuss. He's adjusted a little bit. He's had those air dribble plays that have worked off and on for him. But when he actually takes his time and just keeps putting the ball high, LionBlaze hasn't really had much of an answer. When JRuss has gone all in on boost control, he's got a lot of good results for it, and he's going to have to keep going at that if he wants any chance of turning this series back in his favor. But there's always good old Trusty, and couldn't turn it into the top. He ends up pinching against the crossbar.
This guy, 1 goal lead, and he's attacking with whatever shot he thinks is most likely to work on every single play. It's not a reliable style, traditionally, because if you do not score, then you're probably going to have to defend against your opponent on their next play. But you've got to, you know, respect it. You have to appreciate what JRuss is trying to do here. Never happy with whatever lead he's got. He's thinking, you know, I could be 2 goals ahead here. Who cares about 1? I'm going to try and air dribble this guy. Oh, unlucky it didn't work that time, but there's always going to be another attempt for JRuss, I'm sure.
It's going to be one of them. All tied up. JRuss adds the angles, goes for the hook. Put it a bit too low, but LionBlaze's pre-jump will put him completely out of position.
Great control by JRuss on the turn. And LionBlaze has been pretty jumpy today. JRuss knows that. He fires low, anticipating a pre-jump from LionBlaze. And that's just the threat that line of attack is going to present. You know, LionBlaze sees the angle that JRuss has got to work with. He sees the run-up that's coming. He knows that it could be pretty scary to have to defend against. He's right back in the game, though, with a delayed kickoff. Now, Mind Games are taking over this game number 4.
Next minute 37 is massive for both of these players. This is where JRuss really started to kick it into gear. He's definitely been at a better overall level so far in this game than he was in the last one. He's going to have to find that little extra if he wants to take this game against LionBlaze.
It's another delayed kickoff from LionBlaze. He's decided that this is going to be a successful strategy for him. JRuss misses, and that's wide open for Lion. And he's going to slam it in confidently on the bounce. And JRuss, once again, punished as he tries to apply the pressure. It's going to happen when you press the issue as much as he does. It's really just JRuss against himself at times here. LionBlaze, so consistent every time he's given a chance on the counter-attack.
Both players going to end up scrambling for that mid-boost. JRuss, though, realizing he was going to come second. Now LionBlaze hooks it over the top. I love it. Hooks it into the middle. Realizes JRuss has now left the near post open. And just pops it right over the top.
Look at the power there. LionBlaze just fires it above JRuss at the near post. I didn't know if he would have this one when it didn't go high into the top corner, but the speed that he's able to flick the ball at pretty much every setup, it's truly unbelievable. LionBlaze looking to extend the lead now. He doesn't even have to. He could just take this one down, run it into his back corner if he wants. And he does have JRuss completely boost starved. Notice LionBlaze even stealing the small pad away. JRuss doesn't even have the 12 to pick up.
Yeah, for JRuss, every second lost is agonizing. More 100 boosts out of his control. Set him up on the wall. He's only on 36. LionBlaze just keeps taking away from him.
He's going to get it again. Oh, he missed it. Just by a hair there. LionBlaze is trying to grab it as he exited the half. I don't think it would have mattered because JRuss is going to continue attacking here. Delayed flick to the bar. Can he recycle this one? Yes, he will, but it's gone wide. JRuss has to be careful not to allow LionBlaze a chance to challenge, but he has not been careful enough. LionBlaze walks in, and this is a great win for him because to break free from JRuss pressure has not been easy today. LionBlaze has been stuck in goal for large times. He has got his car facing the right way this time, and it's going to be difficult for JRuss to break him down twice in a row. Time's running out.
Oh, what a flip reset that is. JRuss has given himself 7 seconds to make this work. Look at that. That is just beautiful.
It's just mad. He needs the shot to go in, or his chances are over. He pulls out the reset, and it's in the top corner. JRuss
he's got the kickoff.
Can tie this. He's, I think, hit the post though, but will it go in? Yes, it will.
Oh.
2 seconds to go. JRuss makes good on an inaccurate first shot. And the comeback is complete. Can he go one better? There's even more time before OT.
And you know he's looking at those 2 seconds as a massive opportunity to take this. JRuss just doesn't feel pressure, man. He is always playing with house money.
He's got this, actually. You can keep this one in the air. LionBlaze is going to try and get it.
He's not having that.
He's not having any of it. He doesn't want another JRuss air dribble with no time pressure. At least now there's the threat of a counter-attack.
For LionBlaze, he was in control heading into the end of the last game, ended up losing it. He had a 2-goal lead, he's ended up losing it. Now we're off the overtime. JRuss forced to put the ball high, and we're right back to where we were earlier on. LionBlaze has picked up the 100. He's going to squeeze the life out of JRuss if he has the opportunity. Tries to go to near post. JRuss good enough, though, to keep it away. And he might just escape this. He so has.
He has. JRuss now on the attack. He's looking to get that pressure play started. Both players trying to steal as many corner boosts as they can. It's been massive in this game. LionBlaze off target. That would have been a goal had it been on target. JRuss is moving forward. JRuss isn't interested in long shots, at least without flying after it. Good steal from him, but he's missed the ball. LionBlaze Oh my goodness, he picks up a free win. JRuss drops a no in chat. And that's a heartbreak. You don't want to lose like this in a game this important.
Just a misread. There's really not else to say about it. That is so painful. All that good work that JRuss did, outdone by one massive mistake in the overtime. LionBlaze is going to progress to 3-1, and that is probably a nice little gap for him because JRuss has looked better throughout this series, but as you mentioned earlier on, his own worst enemy, LionBlaze, has not had to work too hard for many of these goals.
Well, you know, LionBlaze is playing a great game, and he's forcing JRuss to take risks because JRuss knows if he just tries to dial it back a bit, his chances to score decrease significantly. We saw that in game 2. He had so many shots, and they were all just getting saved. So he's increasing the difficulty of his shots, not just the difficulty for LionBlaze to save them, but also the difficulty for JRuss to execute them, and he's turning on more plays that he maybe shouldn't be. That one at the end there. Such a small touch that he has to make on the ball. Such a precise touch. And, you know, if he hits that, yeah, maybe he can continue attacking. If he misses it, he loses the game. Is that a risk that he should be taking? Maybe not. Is it a risk that JRuss is going to take? You bet. He likes to take as many risks as possible. And I think that's why everybody's loving to watch him play. He really is an entertaining player. But LionBlaze deservedly goes ahead 3-1. He's on triple match point. Can he keep 72-point connector alive in the tournament?
Well, JRuss at his best can be a very streaky player. Very capable of putting multiple wins in a row, but against LionBlaze in current form, you would get the feeling that LionBlaze is going to have to drop just a little bit for JRuss to even have a chance at this. There you go, LionBlaze off the wall. One of the rare times that he's going to be trying to set one of these up. Goes for the low challenge, but JRuss just over to the side of him.
You know, LionBlaze is very capable of playing the flip reset offense. I've seen it from him many times in the past, but he's decided today to keep it simple because he knows things like flip resets, air dribbles, ceiling shots. That's JRuss' world when it comes to 1v1. JRuss plays that style every day of the week. He knows exactly what to do against it. LionBlaze is trying to hit him with something that he is completely not used to. And obviously there are some players who just try to play a solid style like LionBlaze, but nobody does it in NA as well as he does. This is just showing how effective ground plays and just very good decision making in 1v1 can do against a player who's up there with all the best in terms of mechanics in NA. And JRuss can turn anything into a goal. We've seen that this tournament alone. But he's up against it here. Has to win 3 times in a row, and LionBlaze really looking strong in every aspect of the game.
And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, Johnny, where we were discussing JRuss able to get away with a little bit more purely because of his reputation. But it's the same thing with LionBlaze. He can't just play this sort of style without having the reputation of being very capable of the sort of plays that we're seeing JRuss going for. You know, JRuss has got to respect the idea that LionBlaze can go for those at any moment, and he's just as capable of hitting them. Now we do head over to the counter-attack. This is going to be so difficult for him to set up, and LionBlaze is finally back, but he's been pulled forward. JRuss had a little bit of a gap to work with. He's still sticking around. This is where he's been caught a few times, but he is desperate not to give up this offensive pressure.
No eternal dodge in that play. Had to jump off the ceiling to stay with the ball. That does give LionBlaze the advantage because he knows exactly what window he needs to be afraid of a dodge coming out from JRuss. JRuss even taking off from the halfway line with just 60 boost, and with shots like this, you can see why he's confident doing that. He's so close once again. And LionBlaze was right there with it. He's covered in the majority of the goal. JRuss knows if his shots aren't perfect, there's no point taking them because LionBlaze is going to save them as he evades the mid-air bump coming in from JRuss this time. Both players have done well against that strategy today. They're showing that it is not all about air dribble bumps in ones. There's a lot more to it than that, especially when you got players as good as this in the field. LionBlaze, look at the clock. He doesn't have to hold on for much longer in the grand scheme of things. JRuss is going to try and get as many chances as he can with the time he's got left.
That previous play for JRuss very much illustrates the difficulty of playing his play style, but he's going to get one straight off the kickoff, which is a good and a bad day for JRuss. Is almost completely similar, just a couple of millimeters difference on the shots. But he did get bumped into this one, and I'm sure he owes a nice little thanks to his opponent.
The bump actually worked really well in his favor. This was a great result for him. LionBlaze running the risk. He wanted to try and trip up JRuss in the play, but actually just helped him reach the ball faster. LionBlaze just keeps the ball high. Every time he does this, JRuss is forced to jump into the air, and he doesn't have boost to recover with. LionBlaze does. Once again, he's stealing every single pad, even the 12 ones. JRuss is hanging on, but for how long can he keep this up?
Got the ball in the hood. It's another high one. Might as well try and steal some more, but JRuss gets a bit of contact, and LionBlaze forced to release the grip just a little bit. Before JRuss came in, he actually managed to catch LionBlaze on the blind side once, and he's got the follow-up shot. I mean, this is the first time all series LionBlaze lost track of where JRuss was.
You know, we might have one player on the field today who prefers to play reactive defense, but JRuss can certainly do it when he's asked to. There was no other option for him there. For quite a long time, he was forced to just sit in goal and hope that LionBlaze shots would be savable. As soon as he saw an opening, boy did he take it. We've got a tie game.
Are we going to the air? Yes, we are. JRuss takes LionBlaze out, but it's not enough power on the bump. LionBlaze tripped on his way down, otherwise that was a guaranteed counterattack. Still, we're going to have to keep this one going. LionBlaze in, and JRuss spots it. Great first time touch. I think LionBlaze will be back for this, though. He's not even target anyway.
Oh, he's missed.
That's a huge mistake. JRuss, 3-2 up.
And LionBlaze is feeling the pressure now. He expected JRuss to go for that ball. He thought, I better not leave it uncontested. But he didn't pay attention to his boost total, didn't have enough to reach it. And that says a lot. LionBlaze didn't even want to look at the play. He was just ball cam off, facing the other direction as it bounced in. He's probably not too happy about that one. There's still time to rectify the position. JRuss unable to grab the corner boost in this play. LionBlaze is going to try and do what he did earlier, just box him in, but this time get a goal out of it. JRuss had to commit. He's still saving up whatever boost he can, though.
And he is finally out. It's going to be an awkward angle for LionBlaze to challenge from. JRuss posturing that he might look for a demo.
This is scary.
Yeah, LionBlaze has got the angles, and he's not got the accuracy. JRuss for the counter, but LionBlaze tips the ball away from him at the last possible second. It's going to be on target yet again, but JRuss will clear his lines. He's picked up the 100, and now LionBlaze has got to deal with this.
Oh, he can't. He doesn't have the boost. JRuss ahead by 2. What an exchange between these two players. The recoveries are blisteringly fast.
Oh.
But when it all comes down to it, LionBlaze missed a boost pad on his way back. He pathed over absolutely none of them on his retreat. The autopilot's failing him. It looks like he needs to get a restart here, a reset, because the momentum is firmly in JRuss' favor. And it looks like we are going to be headed into Game 6 very, very shortly.
I think this is something that we can actually discuss about LionBlaze's playstyle, which is he doesn't just have a mental map of when the 100 boosts are coming up. He knows exactly where every single small boost is, and I'm sure he's got a slight guess as to when they are. But when it's off very slightly, it does ruin what he's trying to do positioning-wise, because then he's got to try and adjust, maybe head towards a brand new 12 boost, and then we can get caught in situations like that one. So for LionBlaze, you know, we do talk about the fundamentals, but there's so many fundamentals that you've got to pull together.
You know, JRuss goalkeeping has been unbelievable in this game. We talked a lot already this series about LionBlaze and his goalkeeping ability, but JRuss has had so many insane saves. That's really what kept him in the middle of this game, and then he was able to transition and apply pressure to LionBlaze, get the advantage. You know, we've still got a game here technically, but surely JRuss can convert from 2-goal lead 5 seconds here. He's going to go for the delayed kickoff, and that's a wise decision. Just anything but the norm on this one is probably a good idea, because it, you know, anything that isn't a direct kickoff goal is probably going to result in a win.
All right then, Johnny. So, what are we sort of digesting here so far? JRuss is winning, but not in JRuss style, at least for those people that did only turn up for Monday. This is a different style of performance. He is soaking up pressure so well.
Well, we saw LionBlaze doing this for the earlier games in the series. His defense looked so impressive, and it was forcing JRuss to overextend at times and push a little bit too hard for shots that are maybe too difficult to execute every single time. But we saw JRuss doing the exact same thing in that last game. His defense was incredible, and LionBlaze was the one who was trying to shoot top corner every single shot, missed it at a few key moments. And when you miss the top corner in 1v1, you might as well give the opponent a goal, because you've just passed it to him if he's sitting in his net and you're not landing well. JRuss gonna do so here, but where's the recovery? Looks like he will get there first. But that's the danger. You can't hit the bar clean, or you can't hit the post clean in ones. You need to hit the target. JRuss knows that very well, because he's probably very familiar with what happens when you narrowly miss and take yourself out of the game.
LionBlaze. Oh, okay. We were talking about how these two players have seemingly swapped roles. I think we're getting very, very close to more. Just might as well switch their names as well. LionBlaze this time taking to the air.
Well, this was really quick, actually. LionBlaze didn't waste a lot of time on that play. Look how fast he was getting up for that bump. JRuss didn't have any time to back into his goal and choose a good angle to defend with. That sort of speed and confidence is what LionBlaze needs most right now, because he's lost a game there where he had more chances than his opponent to score, and it didn't work out for him. Usually that's all LionBlaze needs. As long as he's the one creating more chances, he usually wins. Look at the evasion by LionBlaze. JRuss tries to hit him with the air dribble bump, but LionBlaze somehow gets around him. It shows us once again why he is so well known for being a great defender in these positions.
It bears reminding that despite the series starting to look like it's in JRuss's favor, he cannot afford a misstep at this point. Any game loss, and he is eliminated, along with the rest of Divine, from the 1v1 bracket and from the tournament as a whole. This is so important that he maintains this current level of performance. LionBlaze looking to set up. Good flick, but JRuss keeps it out, and he's put in a position that LionBlaze can't lock him down.
LionBlaze is a very difficult player to score multiple goals in a row against, because his defense is so effective. Look at these flicks. The pressure is on right now. JRuss has been equal to every single one of them so far, but he hasn't been able to turn this into a counter-attack, and LionBlaze is getting closer and closer here, and he's about to cross the line. JRuss misreads the last bounce, and he concedes at the near post. Did he think this was off?
Yeah.
It looks like he did. He didn't realize it was bouncing straight into the goal area. And it's too late. When he found that out, LionBlaze doubles up.
I mean, we all know that JRuss wants that challenge, especially after being in defense for so long. But just that one misread, and we are exactly where we were in the last game, where starting half of the series, well, start half of the game does go towards LionBlaze, who has got himself another 2-0 lead. Now LionBlaze has got the ball. JRuss missed the 100 boost, and that is the punishment for it.
Look at the placement by LionBlaze. Need boost, says JRuss, just in case we missed it. Yeah, we're all very aware of the trouble he had there. Just no way to catch up to that one after missing the mid boost. I don't know if he would have caught it with the mid boost, to be honest. LionBlaze absolutely thumped it from deep inside his own half.
JRuss to the air. He's got the reset. Tried to put it behind LionBlaze, who delayed the aerial enough. He's on the counter-attack. JRuss just about able to get there on time, but he's on 0 boost. LionBlaze will steal the extra 100. And for JRuss, this is now just a horrible spot to be in. LionBlaze's touch didn't set himself up for the shot, though.
That was sneaky by LionBlaze. He left the mid boost to try and bait JRuss into taking it and leave his net open. He didn't get the shot off in time, and JRuss will profit off it. He's the one who's able to execute on the next attack. Oh man, the mind games are real in this matchup.
JRuss having a lot of success with these attempted air dribble bumps. Those resets haven't had the intended effect so far this series, so having the extra few tools in the kit have definitely been very helpful to him. Cut the lead down to only 2. Might try and get it even further down here. Only 2 boosts to him, though. Let's take the 100, but LionBlaze with ball control. And a very good spot to play it as well. Does get the challenge, but he might not get here in time.
Wow.
And it's down to 1.
JRuss, this is too fast. He's too efficient in the play. LionBlaze is trying to stay with this one. JRuss put a little bit of backflip into that challenge to get a faster recovery. Stayed near the ball. And he really didn't lose any speed in the exchange. Sure, LionBlaze thought that JRuss would have got sent flying further away from that one. Essentially a chance for JRuss to equalize. He had an open net, but he's hit the bar. It was a tough one. You've got to take your opportunities against the LionBlaze, who's playing as well as he is today. Will that one come back to haunt JRuss? He's very focused on the bumps right now, and he gets another one. It's just a repeat of a series against Kinster where he saved him for late in the match. He didn't want it to be too obvious early on, and he is pulling it out the bag now every time. So difficult to stop. We have a tie game once again.
What is it about JRuss and the second half of these games? He went down again this time around. He went down by even further, and he's made an even better comeback happen, but he's missed the boost again. LionBlaze picks it up, and he's gonna get another goal. JRuss has to stop this mistake.
Oh, he missed every single boost as he went back into his corner there. And he didn't get the right jump on the goal line either. You hate to see it, but LionBlaze has no time to waste. He punishes the boost miss once again. And he's got his lead back, at least for now. 90 seconds remain in the game.
JRuss didn't get the first touch he needed. Be thankful to see that LionBlaze kind of snatched at the original shot. And set up yet again. LionBlaze this time tries to fake out the original shot, and he's done very well for it. That little bit of pressure gets the ball away from JRuss.
That was huge. LionBlaze catching JRuss off guard by just being closer to the ball than JRuss expected. He didn't know what to do when he saw LionBlaze moving up that aggressively. So it's not a very LionBlaze thing to do, especially today where he has been playing goalkeeper for the majority of the time, where JRuss is in control of the ball and LionBlaze has a goal lead. That is definitely the case right now. Final 50 seconds. LionBlaze chases JRuss away from the play, but JRuss is right back in control of it. Avoids double touching into his own net, and he's away. Can JRuss score before LionBlaze is back? You bet he can. He's equalized once again, and it's his speed on the turn. He caught LionBlaze out of position, and there was no coming back from there.
And it's still an unbelievably difficult shot. He's got to thread his car between the perfect spot to hit the ball and LionBlaze, who was trying to cover. JRuss has managed it yet again. And he goes and wins the kickoff after LionBlaze tried to delay it. Still, both players going to be fully boosted, and back in LionBlaze's corner.
LionBlaze was aware of the demo threat there, drove up on his wall. Is he going to try and bump JRuss now? You bet he is. He slams him. 5-4. And they both saved it until the last game, potentially, of the series. How accurate is this? LionBlaze is right there with the ball. Accelerates it to supersonic and waits for JRuss to fall into his trap.
JRuss was waiting for so long there, just hoping that LionBlaze would put himself somewhat further away from the ball so he could come and intercept. Just never ended up happening for him. JRuss trying to work the ball away from LionBlaze. He's got the boost. He's got the wall roll up off the ceiling. This is where he'd want to play it, but couldn't find the accuracy, and he's going to be desperate to keep this going.
Yeah, JRuss immediately back into the air here. I don't think he's got the reset. I don't think he's got ball control. GG's. And both players dipped into their bag of tricks, pulled out the air dribble bump in this last game, but it was the LionBlaze who got the last laugh. It was a game more similar to what we expected in this matchup. With LionBlaze doing the majority of the defending, JRuss attacking constantly. But what a defender LionBlaze is. He pushed JRuss offense to the limit today, and he clutched it at the end there. Both players were very, very scared in that tie game scenario. When the other player had the ball, they were backing off. Nobody brave enough to put in an early challenge. And how do you counter that? You play an impossible to save shot.
I think that might be the biggest discrepancy between shots between two players outside of like a Flakes versus Fairy Peak matchup from quite a while back. So this was a very curious clash of styles, but we have now confirmed it is going to be 72-pin connector against Rogue over on the 1v1 side. LionBlaze most likely up against First Killer. Johnny, that is tomorrow, and that is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, we've got a great day of finals ahead of us with 72-pin connector being a part of it. You know, that wasn't the guarantee going into today. Both Divine and 72PC had to fight for the right to represent their team on the final day of competition. But, you know, 72PC, LionBlaze, they've earned it after that win. That was an absolute sweat fest between himself and JRuss. Incredibly close. It looked for a moment like JRuss might be getting the run back there. It just wasn't meant to be, and congratulations to 72PC and LionBlaze for advancing into the final. That'll be the last match that we see tomorrow between himself and First Killer from Rogue. But we saw JRuss doing the exact same thing in that last game. His defense was incredible, and LionBlaze was the one who was trying to shoot top corner every single shot, missed it at a few key moments. And when you miss the top corner in 1v1, you might as well give the opponent a goal, because you've just passed it to him if he's sitting in his net and you're not landing well. JRuss gonna do so here, but where's the recovery? Looks like he will get there first. But that's the danger. You can't hit the bar clean, or you can't hit the post clean in ones. You need to hit the target. JRuss knows that very well, because he's probably very familiar with what happens when you narrowly miss and take yourself out of the game.
LionBlaze. Oh, okay. We were talking about how these two players have seemingly swapped roles. I think we're getting very, very close to more. Just might as well switch their names as well. LionBlaze this time taking to the air.
Well, this was really quick, actually. LionBlaze didn't waste a lot of time on that play. Look how fast he was getting up for that bump. JRuss didn't have any time to back into his goal and choose a good angle to defend with. That sort of speed and confidence is what LionBlaze needs most right now, because he's lost a game there where he had more chances than his opponent to score, and it didn't work out for him. Usually that's all LionBlaze needs. As long as he's the one creating more chances, he usually wins. Look at the evasion by LionBlaze. JRuss tries to hit him with the air dribble bump, but LionBlaze somehow gets around him. It shows us once again why he is so well known for being a great defender in these positions.
It bears reminding that despite the series starting to look like it's in JRuss's favor, he cannot afford a misstep at this point. Any game loss, and he is eliminated, along with the rest of Divine, from the 1v1 bracket and from the tournament as a whole. This is so important that he maintains this current level of performance. LionBlaze looking to set up. Good flick, but JRuss keeps it out, and he's put in a position that LionBlaze can't lock him down.
LionBlaze is a very difficult player to score multiple goals in a row against, because his defense is so effective. Look at these flicks. The pressure is on right now. JRuss has been equal to every single one of them so far, but he hasn't been able to turn this into a counter-attack, and LionBlaze is getting closer and closer here, and he's about to cross the line. JRuss misreads the last bounce, and he concedes at the near post. Did he think this was off?
Yeah.
It looks like he did. He didn't realize it was bouncing straight into the goal area. And it's too late. When he found that out, LionBlaze doubles up.
I mean, we all know that JRuss wants that challenge, especially after being in defense for so long. But just that one misread, and we are exactly where we were in the last game, where starting half of the series, well, start half of the game does go towards LionBlaze, who has got himself another 2-0 lead. Now LionBlaze has got the ball. JRuss missed the 100 boost, and that is the punishment for it.
Look at the placement by LionBlaze. Need boost, says JRuss, just in case we missed it. Yeah, we're all very aware of the trouble he had there. Just no way to catch up to that one after missing the mid boost. I don't know if he would have caught it with the mid boost, to be honest. LionBlaze absolutely thumped it from deep inside his own half.
JRuss to the air. He's got the reset. Tried to put it behind LionBlaze, who delayed the aerial enough. He's on the counter-attack. JRuss just about able to get there on time, but he's on 0 boost. LionBlaze will steal the extra 100. And for JRuss, this is now just a horrible spot to be in. LionBlaze's touch didn't set himself up for the shot, though.
That was sneaky by LionBlaze. He left the mid boost to try and bait JRuss into taking it and leave his net open. He didn't get the shot off in time, and JRuss will profit off it. He's the one who's able to execute on the next attack. Oh man, the mind games are real in this matchup.
JRuss having a lot of success with these attempted air dribble bumps. Those resets haven't had the intended effect so far this series, so having the extra few tools in the kit have definitely been very helpful to him. Cut the lead down to only 2. Might try and get it even further down here. Only 2 boosts to him, though. Let's take the 100, but LionBlaze with ball control. And a very good spot to play it as well. Does get the challenge, but he might not get here in time.
Wow.
And it's down to 1.
JRuss, this is too fast. He's too efficient in the play. LionBlaze is trying to stay with this one. JRuss put a little bit of backflip into that challenge to get a faster recovery. Stayed near the ball. And he really didn't lose any speed in the in the exchange. Sure, LionBlaze thought that JRuss would have got sent flying further away from that one. It's actually a chance for JRuss to equalize. He had an open net, but he's hit the bar. It was a tough one. But you've got to take your opportunities against a LionBlaze who's playing as well as he is today. Will that one come back to haunt JRuss? He's very focused on the bumps right now, and he gets another one. It's just a repeat of a series against Kinser where he saved him for late in the match. He didn't want it to be too obvious early on, and he is pulling it out the bag now every time. So difficult to stop. We have a tie game once again.
What is it about JRuss and the second half of these games? He went down again this time around. He went down by even further, and he's made an even better comeback happen, but he's missed the boost again. LionBlaze picks it up, and he's gonna get another goal. JRuss has to stop this mistake.
Oh, he missed every single boost as he went back into his corner there. And he didn't get the right jump on the goal line either. You hate to see it, but LionBlaze has no time to waste. He punishes the boost miss once again. And he's got his lead back, at least for now. 90 seconds remain in the game.
JRuss didn't get the first touch he needed. Be thankful to see that LionBlaze kind of snatched at the original shot. And set up yet again. LionBlaze this time tries to fake out the original shot, and he's done very well for it. That little bit of pressure gets the ball away from JRuss.
That was huge. LionBlaze catching JRuss off guard by just being closer to the ball than JRuss expected. He didn't know what to do when he saw LionBlaze moving up that aggressively. So it's not a very LionBlaze thing to do, especially today where he has been playing goalkeeper for the majority of the time, where JRuss is in control of the ball and LionBlaze has a goal lead. That is definitely the case right now. Final 50 seconds. LionBlaze chases JRuss away from the play, but JRuss is right back in control of it. Avoids double touching into his own net, and he's away. Can JRuss score before LionBlaze is back? You bet he can. He's equalized once again, and it's his speed on the turn. He caught LionBlaze out of position, and there was no coming back from there.
And it's still an unbelievably difficult shot. He's got to thread his car between the perfect spot to hit the ball and LionBlaze, who was trying to cover. JRuss has managed it yet again. And he goes and wins the kickoff after LionBlaze tried to delay it. Still, both players going to be fully boosted, and back in LionBlaze's corner.
LionBlaze was aware of the demo threat there, drove up on his wall. Is he going to try and bump JRuss now? You bet he is. He slams him. 5-4. And they both saved it until the last game, potentially, of the series. How accurate is this? LionBlaze is right there with the ball. Accelerates it to supersonic and waits for JRuss to fall into his trap.
JRuss was waiting for so long there, just hoping that LionBlaze would put himself somewhat further away from the ball so he could come and intercept. Just never ended up happening for him. JRuss trying to work the ball away from LionBlaze. He's got the boost. He's got the wall roll up off the ceiling. This is where he'd want to play it, but couldn't find the accuracy, and he's going to be desperate to keep this going.
Yeah, JRuss immediately back into the air here. I don't think he's got the reset. I don't think he's got ball control. GG's. And both players dipped into their bag of tricks, pulled out the air dribble bump in this last game, but it was the LionBlaze who got the last laugh. It was a game more similar to what we expected in this matchup. With LionBlaze doing the majority of the defending, JRuss attacking constantly. But what a defender LionBlaze is. He pushed JRuss offense to the limit today, and he clutched it at the end there. Both players were very, very scared in that tie game scenario. When the other player had the ball, they were backing off. Nobody brave enough to put in an early challenge. And how do you counter that? You play an impossible to save shot.